heterocarpus, the shrimp. Is that what you're looking at, Greta?
No, I'm looking at that pink coral.
Oh, yeah. As we come by, if we can just zoom on the pink
Sure.
coral. Hemicorallium or Paragorgia or one of those. Might be Swiftia.
This is so beautiful.
Well,
Yeah.
for a garden.
Yeah.
Incredible coral forest.
And such a thin, sharp ridge.
Can you zoom in, please?
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, 3 meters wide or something.
Right.
Mhm.
Do we have any more zoom?
Yeah, let's zoom in, please.
So I think that's Hemicorallium. Doesn't have as thick of the ends to the branches as Paragorgia.
Does that mean that's a hard skeleton one?
Uh-huh. Cool.
Okay, come
Let's
wide,
keep
please.
going.
Let me just catch up a little bit here. It's starting to fall. I think we're starting to go a little downhill, I think. Yeah, so this looks like the western edge where it starts to go downhill. Down there. Is it? Am I right? Or am I just spun around? No, actually, never mind. I was turned right around there. So. Alright, we'll go back to this.
Can we zoom on this stuff here? This white stuff on the wall? Yeah, there's some straight ahead right there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go for that. Yeah. All right. Let's zoom in, please.
Whoa. Looks like it has confetti. What is it?
I don't know.
Whoa.
Zoanthids? With all their polyps closed up?
Looks like a sponge with zoanthids on top.
Yeah.
Wow, that is.
I love some of these
I don't think I've
guesses
ever seen
here, like
anything like that before.
sponge.
I think we're gonna need to collect some of this.
That is
Okay, let's
fascinating.
If we can slurp up a little bit of this into one of the chambers, that'd be great.
Looks like ship stopped.
Is it stopped? Okay, cool.
It sort of looks like there's almost like a tube-worm stalk on the back, which I can't tell if that's part of it. Oh no, maybe
Not
that's
sure.
that's in front. What is the purple behind it?
The purple could be, you know, the little stoloniferan.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll come wide, please.
that's true. I forgot about those.
Is this a, how do we collect this?
I think we're gonna try and slurp some.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Jars.
probably a good one too. I think I'm on the jar we need to be on.
Yeah, do we need to flush into?
We might, we could flush if you want. Or you could just start running it right now, and then it'll flush out.
Do you want to do 2 for this or move on to 4?
Sorry, what was that?
Did you want to do sample jar 2 or move to 4?
Yeah, are you
do we
guys...
have anything in? What is in 2? What did we put in there?
So 2 was the jar that we tried to get that whip coral into.
Oh,
and
but it's
didn't.
now in number 3, right?
Yeah,
three.
Yeah.
but
Let's go back to 2 and put this
Okay.
in 2.
I'm gonna go the long way around.
There's more of it down below, Josh, if it's easier to set down.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide which.
Which patch?
I'm gonna get the slurp in the arm first, and then
Okay.
I'll kind of see
Alright, this is
which one
sample
is
jar
easiest
2.
to approach.
Let's see. Okay, you ready if I grab the
Yep.
slurp?
Gotcha.
There we go.
Okay. Just gonna keep the porch out a little bit. And then I'm gonna land, so you can just sort of tuck
Okay.
it, tuck it. And then
I
I'll,
see.
yeah.
Tuck it in.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. I think that one we were looking at probably, because then you can sort of come, like, scrape from
Yeah.
low to high.
Yeah, there was especially a couple on the bottom that...
Yeah, I
Like
mean, there's
the
some
bottom
there,
part of that
there,
upper
there's some
one, I
over
mean?
there, but I think...
Yeah, that first one really
Yeah,
helped.
you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of give you a bit of an angle, so you can...
Yeah, because there's some smaller pieces I can kind of get, maybe.
Yeah, and I can sit in that right in that spot without disturbing too much.
Yeah.
Might need to come down just a little bit.
I'm like almost right above you, but yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm
maybe.
pretty much looking straight down.
Roger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, if you find that I'm pulling, I can come down.
See if this angle works for you.
Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Almost there. Attention.
Okay, beauty.
Okay. All right, let me bring up my suction. What am I doing here? That one. You can call the zoom so you want it.
Yeah, can you go partial zoom? Just want to see some of the...
Jar 2.
Okay, we got
Okay, you ready for
section
it?
on.
It's
Yeah.
coming on, yeah.
Okay, I want to get
Wow.
this lower one first. Try to get as much of it in there as I
There's
can.
some, yep. I got a little bit in there already.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
That was a nice
Let's
chunk.
turn that off and then we'll see what we got there. It's a couple little pieces. Oh yeah,
There
there's a few.
should
There's a few
be-
more. You can see in the
There-
jar. There's
yeah,
some.
there.
Oh, yeah, there's
Yeah.
another piece.
I was going to say there should have been a bigger, and there's an even bigger piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go.
All right.
Is that enough?
Yes, that's
Okay.
great. Thanks.
Nice
Thank
one.
you,
Okay, we'll
creature.
come wide.
Oh, it was a nice, very non-invasive.
Yeah, that was really good. Okay, I'm going to rotate the jar to. I guess I'm going to rotate to
Go counterclockwise.
counterclockwise. Oh, should I just put the
Anchor.
flush
And
jar?
that was 2, right?
That was
Yeah.
2.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
I'll just put in the flush.
Yeah.
And then,
Just trying to like avoid the fish right now.
totally. Okay, I'm going to turn this on just to let it run for a sec.
Oh, stop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Suction off.
Sorry, I can put it down.
random sampling there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
you
a
can
little,
tilt down.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
So Jeff, what do you think
Nice.
this might be?
auto retract.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of looks like zoanthids, but maybe they're growing on something,
Yeah, that
like a
pumps-
sponge or something like
happening
that.
good.
But I would put zoanthids down.
So
Okay.
Yeah,
there
I
we
was
go.
just about to ask. How do you even categorize
Yeah,
this thing?
no, I think zoanthids.
okay, suction's off. It's pumping well. I don't know. Maybe it did just have a little bit of a blockage or something, but
Yeah.
seems to be working great.
Yeah, because we didn't move the suction hose around or anything, so
No.
it was just sitting there waiting to.
Okay. Want to do another zoom or any looking around before we jump off here?
I wouldn't mind taking one more zoom
One more zoom?
at this stuff.
Okay. Extend out.
The Oreo fish
Okay,
just
we'll zoom
cruising
in,
through
please.
are so good.
I'm always surprised when they come into the shot. I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah. Master of the jump scare.
They're very pretty swimmers.
Mm-hmm. Look at this, like this view has the stoloniferous
weird.
purple ones.
It really looks like a sponge.
It really does look
Yeah.
like sponge from here. But the little discs
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Like eggs or, I don't know.
That,
Some kind of retracted
And there's
polyp.
they
definitely
have
more
like a
on this
little
rock.
hole in their center, which is why I thought zoanthid, but none of them have
Landscape.
tentacles out.
Yeah.
I think
so
they might have retracted after we followed it with
Yeah.
the suction, but because from earlier, I
The
felt
brittle
I
star
saw some
coming out of the
tentacles
hole.
too.
Tiny shrimp. There's like so much in that one view. That's a
And there's more on
fantastic
this rock.
capture.
Yeah.
it
Like,
looks.
how many animals can you see in one frame?
Are those zoanthids on the right middle screen?
I think they are.
Okay.
Yeah. And that looks like some different type. And then we've got the little purple stoloniferan on the left. Brittle stars, crab. Yeah, it's incredible. Shrimp.
Tube worm.
Okay. Yeah, tube worms.
What a great
Sorry,
little
Max.
neighborhood.
No brachiopods.
I'm sure they're just out of frame.
Yeah.
They're
So-
never.
Okay. Let's
that
zoom out.
Okay. Looks like a tiny little cup coral.
There's
at the
a
bottom,
huge
right?
siphonophore on Atalanta.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, really?
Oh man, look at it.
Oh.
It's trying to give me a heart attack.
Channel 2.
Have you seen it?
It wants to be the tether
Yeah,
so
it
bad.
wants to be the tether.
So much tether mimicry down there.
Yeah. I know.
Best way to, yeah.
Why is this tether stinging?
That or like, I don't know, fishing gear. You start
Yeah, shadows.
worrying about that.
Lines.
Such advanced gear we have.
Okay. Moving along. We're all happy?
We're all happy.
Okay.
It is really wonderful that we don't see any derelict fishing gear, nets.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
it
we've
sure
only
is.
seen
Lines.
like one thing last expedition or something.
Should we knock on wood?
Yeah,
we
we
should
should.
knock on
We
it.
should.
Absolutely.
And then collect that wood.
You do that for us.
Yeah. I don't like.
We also
derelict
haven't seen
fishing
much
gear.
trash other than that can.
Few cans here and there.
Yeah,
Budweiser bottle. Couple of things.
yeah.
Someone
Not-
had a
not
party.
Not
Well,
too
I'm
much.
glad I missed out on that.
Yeah.
There's a recent research work that was looking at the role that plastic plays in the open ocean, the floating plastic.
Mm.
And since there has been a lot of coastal development in the past 100 years,
Sure.
and all the trees have been cut down, so there's not much wood naturally floating in the ocean, which was, as we know, hosting very different communities.
Yeah.
It seems like the plastic is taking the place of the wood. And
For
all
the
these
animals at the surface.
floating organisms, they
Yeah.
use like floating objects for their life cycle. Yeah, plastic is becoming actually important, which is not
Ah.
an excuse for people to throw plastic in the ocean,
No.
but
Oh no.
absolutely not, because we still don't know the effect that it could have long term on the ecology of these organisms. but I thought it was pretty interesting.
I actually one time while fishing, we were casting and we lost the lure, or at least the decorative part of the lure was lost, and it caught a plastic bag, and that plastic bag
No.
caught a fish. Like it was able to attract a fish.
Oh
So
my gosh.
Wow.
It went inside the bag?
no, it was like attracted to the way the plastic was moving through
Let's
the water.
look at this stuff,
So
Josh,
he
on
went
the
and grabbed
other
it.
side of this rock.
This whole outcrop is super
Yeah,
cool
look at
looking.
it. Oh, yeah, okay, it's got lots of it.
Amazing.
Could we just like a partial zoom there? Let's kind of do a bit of a back and forth here.
This is another one of those great game
That's
frames.
great there.
How many animals can you see?
We actually collected a piece of wood on our first watch, and it
Yeah.
was just like hundreds.
Little itty bitty things.
Yeah.
Wonderful colors.
Yeah.
Yellow, red, purple.
Too bad no one down here can see it.
Can we get a little more zoom to
Sure.
figure out what the modeled stuff is?
Okay, I'll make it stable here. Okay, yeah, we'll go for it. Push in.
Those anemones just letting its spines drape down. Oh, stalagmites. Pretty.
Yeah, lots of them.
Muddy looking sponge.
I do not know what that pattern is, but
Huh.
maybe remnants of sponge colonization in the past. Okay,
Okay, we'll come wide,
let's
please.
zoom out.
If you wanna, I could try and get a little closer for a DSC before we leave the spot. if you
Okay,
want.
sure.
I'm at table 1 and Menzel's at table 2.
Oh.
I love this volcano.
Wow.
This volcano is
Pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
you
for
go.
those of you who are just joining us and may not know the setting of the scene that we are exploring right now,
Pretty cool shot there.
Yeah. it's
we
nice.
are on an unnamed seamount north of the southwest island Toby, and we mapped this underwater mountain yesterday, and it appears to be an old volcano with a caldera at the top, a crater, and one side of that crater looks like many, over geologic time gave way and slumped downwards, leaving a C-shaped pattern at the top of this seamount. And we are on the top of that ridge, kind of towards the bottom of the sea, making our way towards the middle of it right now. It is very, very current swept. An incredible forest of primnoid corals, and we're seeing a lot of midwater animals too, because the depth is about 700 meters, and that still is the daytime depth of a lot of mesopelagic or water column animals, and so they're probably drifting across the top of the seamount. Things like the heteropod that we just saw 20 minutes ago.
Heteropod blew my mind. That was awesome.
All right, I think we can start another step along that contour again.
I love when it's like the rock looks alive.
Can we zoom in, please? Is that a... Oh, it's...
Yeah, right there, that fish.
Yeah.
Oh, it's his
It's hiding
shadow.
behind
I
the
thought it was
squat
another
lobster.
fish under it.
Nope.
Does not want to be seen.
Bodyguard.
It's not going to have a choice, though. Let's just wait here a second. It's very iridescent. This may be the same type of rat tail fish that we collected. So I'd like to just give it a second to
Sure.
see if it'll come out, and we can confirm that or not.
Oops, that didn't work.
I come down a bit.
Okay.
Come here, friend. Crab's like a bodyguard right now.
Yeah.
Little squat
Yeah.
lobster. Body.
What do you think? Do you think this rock ledge is going to be too hard to break a piece of?
Oh, yeah, Greta's got a good point, too. We do need to take a rock sample, and one of it along this edge here might be a good opportunity. Not sure how thick that is.
Maybe we could try.
Okay.
Feeling not confident,
Feeling
but
lucky?
we can give it a shot. Well, let's see if I can just kind of sit here for a second.
If this does not look great, we can keep moving, Josh. It's up to you.
I just have to wait for Atalanta.
Yeah, we can wait for a sec, I think. Let me
Okay.
Just settle down here for a second.
This does look like the rat tail we collected.
Can we just come wider a little bit? Yeah. That's not working at all.
Got a
Come on.
sponge right on the porch.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up a little bit. Let's come wide for a sec.
Ooh.
Trying to get too close.
There goes the urchin.
Oh.
It will reattach. It will be okay.
Goodbye.
It's going for a ride.
We have a mid-water urchin here.
Yeah.
A pelagic urchin.
Be free.
Oh, can we zoom really quick
Yep.
on the rat tail because it's
Yep.
all the way out?
Hold that. We'll zoom in, please.
This one is not the same as the one we collected.
It's
This
so
one has a-
iridescent.
Yeah, it's very iridescent, but it has black edging on the dorsal fin, and the dorsal fin isn't nearly as high as the one we collected. So this is actually a different species. This looks like what we've been calling Kumba. I'm not sure that that is correct, but it's what we've been calling it. Really nice zoom, thanks.
Okay, I'll take a quick kind of poke at this edge, but I'm
That's so beautiful.
Too
not
thick.
feeling terribly confident.
Yeah, okay.
I don't wanna do anything to our arm that we don't like.
Would that squat lobster be hunting for something like that? Little fish?
I'm not sure that they eat anything quite that big. That's pretty beefy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
solid.
Yeah, okay.
Could try maybe just over here at a camera
Gonna
view.
pan over?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna break off. No. Yeah, we'll have to find something a little thinner.
Want to make a try for the rat tail since you're stuck here?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, I'm pulling up
You have to
Slurp.
set up the jar, yeah.
Sorry, I did it. Can you let me know which one is free? Because I...
Jar 4 would be great.
Here. Just give me
It just went into the shadow there.
Okay.
It was like, nope.
Doesn't want to come out.
Best laid plans. Come on. Beautiful iridescent fish.
Let's wait just 1 minute, and if it doesn't come back out,
we zoom in a bit,
we'll
please?
just move along. It's okay.
Knock, knock. It's your neighbor. We just moved in. We have a...
Do you see it, Rye? Or are you just blindly trying?
Oh,
there?
that's me. I'm just blindly, like, maybe
Okay.
trying to, like,
maybe that's in that
be like,
cave.
oh, what's that? I want to get out of there. It's perfect timing.
Oh, bless you.
Thank
Bless
you.
you.
It's swimming right in the shadow.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
There it is.
I
I
see
just
flashes.
saw a reflection.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Knock, knock.
It's iridescence. It's not so stealthy.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about your car insurance?
Let's try to zoom in, do like a big zoom. See if we see anything.
Whoa.
That's a decent-sized
Yeah, it's a
cave
little
back
cave.
there. I think we should keep moving.
Okay, yeah, it's nice and happy back in there. All right, we'll
It
come
went
on,
in
please.
deeper.
Yeah.
We'll just stay on this suction jar.
Okay.
We're ready.
Sure.
We're basically facing each other, so
Cool. I love that
if
shot.
you,
Yeah, if you wanna, that's great.
Go for a beauty shot.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna turn. I gotta turn face kind of west anyway.
yeah, because we've got pretty much one wrap right now.
Yeah, I gotta come around to starboard.
That's our pelagic urchin that became a benthic urchin again.
Yep, it's good. It's where it belongs.
This field of corals, I just can't get over it. It's so beautiful. They, like, definitely got their lane.
Yeah, it's such a high density of them. It's amazing.
Oh, Oreo.
All right, let's start another 10-meter step.
So Dan, can you remind us the scale of this feature? Like, how large is this crater rim? What we're calling the crater. I guess it's a crater.
Yeah, give me one moment.
Thank you.
Is that just an Oreo right out there? Or is that something else? See that fish out there?
I do, yeah. Let's...
Yep, it is.
Oh, it's
okay,
alright, yep.
it just turned.
Yep.
Awesome. How big are those overall?
The Oreos,
Mm-hmm.
they're about 5, maybe 6 inches long.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
measure.
about the size of the palm of your hand.
There's the lasers.
There's the
that
lasers.
That one's
There you go.
about 4 inches long.
Oh, there's a little rat tail there too, though.
Ooh,
Just to the
where's
left
that?
of it. To the left of the
Oh,
Oreo.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of
Called
white,
flying.
clear,
You guys cruising.
moving fast.
Whoa, he's
Okay.
just drifting in the
Zoom in,
current.
please.
Can we zoom on that?
So this crater's about 1,200 meters
Whoa.
diameter.
Awesome.
So close to 3/4 of a mile across.
This is the one we collected. White leading edge of the dorsal fin, really tall dorsal fin, and really shiny front of the body. Looks like maybe a ventral fossa or something like that. Wow.
Okay.
Great,
Why,
thank
please?
you.
Awesome.
It's hard to follow that one.
Yeah.
Little
Doing
erratic
barrel rolls.
with its movement, yeah.
What was the question?
No, I just said it's
Oh.
doing barrel rolls.
Yeah.
Does it usually swim on its side like that?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just drift diving.
Yeah.
Josh, how's the current been?
It's pretty manageable. I mean, it's there, but
Okay.
but yeah, it seems pretty good.
Is the current coming from the south?
Yeah. So if I let the ROV go, it's kind of drifting a little bit from right to left.
Hey, I'm gonna make a really quick thermostat adjustment.
Okay.
Joy of joys.
It's a black coral right down here. Nope.
Oh.
We just passed it,
Can we go look
sorry.
at it? That's all right. It's kind of still right in front. Just go over top of it. Let me just adjust the camera. I am looking a bit sideways.
Just under
too.
the porch.
You'll zoom in, please.
That's pretty.
That's not a sea pen?
Let's look at the base. I think it's Bathypathes, but I'm not certain of that.
I think so too.
Shrimp right next to it, Heterocarbus, probably Levigatus. Yeah, I think that's Bathypathes. The rock pens have a little funky peduncle at the base. Great, thanks,
Okay,
Josh.
come wide, please.
I like that this one matches. The shrimp has found a black coral to match it. Very coordinated.
What was that adjective that you used to describe the base of a sea pen?
Oh, like a peduncle?
What?
P-E-D,
Funky.
like on the, like a widening, sort of a
okay.
thick attachment point.
Oh, okay.
Which is the same word you use for a fish where it goes from its body to its tail, right? It's caudal peduncle.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, get it.
I recently learned the root word there is the Latin unculus, which means little grandpa.
What?
What? Seriously?
Why?
Little grandpa?
How did you learn
What was
this?
the
Max
word?
is just full of trivia.
Well, I was curious how the term peduncle came about.
Oh,
Yeah, I would have
little
thought maybe
grandpa.
foot.
That's so weird because piede in Italian means foot, and
Yeah.
peduncle is very similar.
Yeah, and POD is a root, is foot. What are
Josh,
PED?
right on the
Guess
other
not.
side of this big fan, there's a rat-tailed fish. I think. There it is. It's coming out right there.
Is that a rod tail? Or
Oh,
is that a-
no, it's an
it's an
Oreo.
Oreo, yeah.
Never mind.
Yep, Roger.
The disappointment.
I know. I personally am excited to see the
I
Oreo.
know.
What's that one
There's
right
a
by the
little bit of
lasers
rat
there,
tail
though?
bias in
Can
this
we
room.
zoom in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did someone say they're tasty?
I mean, they look like they'd be tasting.
Is that another Oreo?
And they're
Is that another one?
Yeah,
They're
oh,
both
another one.
Oreos.
Okay, tricked me too.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
And
that
just
there?
if you say Oreos enough times, I'm gonna think.
There you go.
tasty.
They're everywhere. There you go. Come on, please.
Is there any
They're all
fishery
around
for
you.
these?
Yeah,
Surrounded.
so in the orange roughy fishery, in
Yeah,
Australia
let's do
and New
another
Zealand.
other step.
They also took other species of Oreos, not this one, and they get quite large, probably 1.5 feet long or so.
Okay.
And they were harvested as sort of a bycatch of the orange roughy fishery.
Do you know what depths that fishery was operating at?
Anywhere between about maybe 300 or 400 meters down to about 1,000 meters or so.
Okay.
Same kind of depths as the top of this seamount.
Zoom in, please.
Oh, that's cyclothony.
Oh, okay. Roger.
No, we.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
It was going to cooperate, but.
Was.
Dragging it
It's
around.
kamikazing straight
Okay.
into the
Coming down a
camera.
bit, but
Yep.
Stay
my
back.
altitude's a little lower than our delta. So.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was pretty good.
all right. Coming back.
Okay, Noel, the viewers want to know, do you log attempts to sample? Do we have like an idea of our ratio of like successful samples to attempts?
That's a good question. We don't have a specific way that we log attempted samples. Sometimes the data logger will make a note when we tried to sample something and it was unsuccessful, but yeah, I don't. Josh, do you keep a personal ratio of collection attempts?
Like your batting average?
Yeah, your batting average.
Batting average? Oh boy, I don't know. Probably like a baseball batting average. Like, you know, if I'm hitting 300, that's pretty good. No, I have no idea. We usually, you know, we take our time and we usually do pretty well. Sometimes you miss, but
The almost but not quite log.
Yeah.
That's funny.
the real key is like just being real precision, right? So you're taking your sample, but you're not disturbing anything else and just trying to be, that's sort of the goal.
Josh, this is one of my favorite questions.
Yeah.
Can Hercules do a barrel roll? Why or why not?
Hopefully
Oh.
not.
Do you want a barrel roll?
No.
Hit the barrel roll button. Yeah.
Barrel roll. That is a negative.
Oh, this fish right here.
Okay, zoom in, please.
It would be like Dan to have put a barrel roll button somewhere.
Oh, cool. Okay, this I think is a big scale fish. No, wait. He's really close. He's really small.
So cute.
Also seem not to be doing
come
too
on, buddy.
well,
Look at her.
or maybe
Yep, this is a big scale Malamphaeidae. Oh, very cool.
Huge fins.
Yeah.
Give it come a little wide. Just try and keep it in frame. Yep. A little wider, please. A little wider.
Ooh.
It's right in, like, it's right in front of the camera.
Yeah. It's got to be what, 2 feet in front of it, maybe.
Yeah. So it's like out of the, almost out of the light pool.
This fish is probably only 3 or 4 centimeters long.
The focus was like right to the almost nearest point.
All right, let's try zoom there again.
What do we know about this fish?
1 second. Whoa. That was pretty good.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
So, big scales, the members of this family Malamphaeidae, are a pretty common group of what we call mesopelagic fishes, so fishes that live in the water column between depths of about 200 and 1,000 meters.
Let's do another step.
And some of them are vertical migrators. We've talked about that a number of times on this expedition. These fishes will be at depth during the day, like we see them now, and then they'll migrate closer to the surface at night. And they are never as abundant as some of the other midwater fishes. They eat all kinds of plankton, and interestingly, compared to a lot of the other midwater fishes, they don't have any photophores. They don't create bioluminescence.
Wow. Okay.
Not really sure why. And they have that really cool habit of swimming with their pectoral fins, with their side fins. and most other fishes are swimming with their tail.
Another itty bitty rat tail.
Very common fish that swims with
About to go through the
fish, and the
lasers.
coral reefs are the parrotfish.
Yeah. Some of the wrasses too, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, some of the wrasses too.
Yeah, could
Actually,
zoom in.
most of the wrasses,
No,
I'd
it's
say.
sticking off. Just bumped into that over. It's like, hey.
I'm swimming here.
Let's put in another 10 while we're at it, because I'm a little bit ahead here.
So one of the reasons why I was excited to see that big scale, that Malam-Fayed, was that we are doing studies of the water column community in the Clarion-Clipperton zone in the eastern Pacific, and one of the things we found over there, it's a very low oxygen zone, and those big scales are the dominant fish in the system, and it's so unlike any other midwater system that I've seen. So when I saw one here, I got very excited again, because it's an animal that I've recently been looking at a lot, and one of my graduate students, Victoria Assad, is been studying their age and growth and trying to understand their role in that community over there, explain why they're so abundant.
Got it. How many graduate students do you have?
6.
Wow.
Oof.
Busy.
What was that? Shrimp, do you reckon?
I'm not sure what that was. It was so
Probably.
fast, I didn't get a good look at it.
It was transparent,
Okay.
and yeah, it was maybe a ctenophore or maybe a shrimp. It had like that kind of combo movement for swimming.
Wonder if there might be a rock somewhere in this little sandy spot. What is that? Do you think that in the middle is just covered in sand like that?
That right
hard?
there?
Yeah.
I don't know. We could try.
Okay.
Oh, there's another one of the rat tails.
Why don't we stop the ship here?
Oh, there's such a good rock just beyond. You're like, look at all those corals.
Big grab.
Uh-oh.
I'm not so sure, but I could give it a quick little.
Whoa,
Perfect.
look at that.
It's pretty big, but
It is big.
That's a big one.
That's cool.
Where do we put this?
yeah, I don't think this is going to fit anything small.
The
We don't want to put it in with the wood.
Okay, that's quite large. So it would have to go in the forward big one.
I
if
think
we're
the
gonna get-
forward one on the port side, it has a bit of coral in it, but the other option is the brittle sponge, which I don't want to smash.
Oh, let's not.
So I think the port side of the forward box.
This look.
Oh, the forward box, port side of the forward
Yeah,
box.
let me, I'm looking at what's in
volcanic.
the,
Yes, we did got a seal. We can get a couple more.
let me check the other large starboard bio boxes.
Let's spin that around.
Okay, I'm just setting up for a still there.
Great. We've got a still.
I mean, there are some other little smaller fragments down there if that's, this is too large, but we'll just have to be real slow with the opening of the box, like we'll have to do, because the sponge that's on the starboard side.
And you said there's a coral in the port side.
Yep, there's a coral on the port side.
Do we know
Okay.
what kind of coral?
Yes, one moment. Parameciid coral.
Okay.
and
That's the
some
yellow one.
associates. Yep, a yellow coral.
Yeah.
Then there's sponges in both of the other large
Yeah.
box options, and then the wood.
Okay.
So I think the yellow coral is our best bet.
Did they put a sponge in on top of the wood?
No, in the other forward.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
E starboard bio box.
Yep.
There's the two large starboard ones. That's one of those stony sponges.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think either the port forward box or I suppose E, the starboard forward large bio box could work.
We could have a look. We'll just open it up real. We'll creep it real slow.
Yeah, okay.
Just
PRV
tilt,
down.
I'm going to tilt down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up bubble view
On
of
the
the
rock
box.
face?
Okay. You ready
Yep.
to creep open?
Sure.
Bubble view looks good. Looks like everything's
Oh,
down
yeah.
in the bottom.
It's pretty big in the, if you look in the bubble cam,
Yeah.
you can see there's quite a bit of stuff in the port side one.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like a sea star
I
in there
think
as
also
well?
a
No, it's the
crinoid.
crinoid that
Oh,
was
it's the
attached to the pole.
crinoid.
Yeah.
That's right. That's probably not going to work.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's
I would
close
say
that
the
up.
forward large starboard bio box. Sorry, next
Okay.
option.
Okay. Let's flip over to the camera so we can see both.
Okay.
And then, again, I think we should open that one pretty slow. I just want to see what, just move this for a sec. Okay, I got no lats on, so that's good.
Oh, sorry, tilts up is really slow.
Yeah, well, we just, we turned down. Okay, let's see if we can have a look on that one. We could also do sample salvo if we want to look in a little better, but...
Yeah. Do you want that?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Then we can at least see a little better what's in there. Okay, so we'll open that up pretty slow too.
Okay. Turn this way back down. We want to just open it enough for the big one.
So I'm going to turn on the lights
Yeah.
just so we can see in there a little better. Do you want to get that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, lights are coming on. Might blow it up for a sec. There we go. Yeah, there's a bit of room in that forward one.
There's something in it. What's in it?
There, it's a stony sponge sample.
If I put it on the, I can put it beside it probably. Okay, I'm right up against that back edge. Yeah, I might just have to kind of drop it there. You guys good with that?
Yeah.
It's going to be beside it, I think.
Yeah. I think, yeah. No, I think you're okay.
I think it's okay.
I think it's braced up in the
Yeah,
corner there, and I think the sponge is underneath it and protected, actually.
Okay. We'll close
I'm
the
hoping
drawer.
anyway.
Okay, just going to turn that light off. Okay, I'll go back to dive special. Are you okay with putting that thurber cam up in that spot again?
Yeah, how?
I can do it.
Yeah, okay.
Like this, I think. Yeah. You're okay with that, and you're okay with looking over?
Yeah,
that side? Okay.
I got used to it.
Okay. Down here. Approach in.
Oh, I see. You weren't asking me to put it up. You were.
I was just asking you if it was
Yeah.
okay to put it up there, yeah. There's definitely some decent current there.
That crab is huge.
Yeah.
What kind of crab is that?
It's called Chasion,
Okay.
and this is an endemic crab to Palau.
Really?
And they described
Yeah,
these
let's
back
move
in
the
the late 80s, early 90s. And at that time, they were exploring whether they could become a commercial fishery.
Okay.
And are
But
they?
that didn't take off.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Did you try one of these?
I have never eaten one, no.
How do you spell Chasion?
Chaceon.
Chasion. Okay. And do we know anything about its boundaries? Like being endemic here? Like
No,
not to
and
yap or not
that's
to yap?
yeah. See, and that's one of the things that's a danger when species like this get described is that they may only be known from one area, and there's often this jump to, oh, they're endemic. And then as soon as you expand your sphere of sampling, you find that they're not.
Got it.
So we don't know with this particular species.
That sounds like Ihikuholu, the Solombalula sea pen that we found at Johnston after anticipating it only lived in the Atlantic and Indian Ocean.
Oh,
and then like
wow.
there it
And
was
then it
in
was
the
on
center of the
Johnston.
Pacific. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was super cool.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Gifted a Hawaiian name for coming into that sphere. Jeff, are there definitions of like, is this a coral forest? Is it a coral garden? Is it a
Oh.
coral meadow?
This is a big question in science.
Okay.
Because this has a huge impact on defining what are called vulnerable marine ecosystems. So there's a number of seamount fisheries across the world in countries' exclusive economic zones and on the high seas. And there are a number of rules for whether those fisheries can continue to fish if it is identified that there are coral gardens like this or coral forests like this. But that becomes dependent upon how dense the corals are.
We could do 20 meters.
And there are some rules on the high seas. And they're based on how many pounds or how many kilograms of coral are caught in a trawl, which means, of course, the trawl has already had to have gone up a feature like this and uprooted and broken off a lot of the corals. And if there's a certain quantity of coral in their trawl, then the boat, the vessel, other vessels can no longer fish in that spot within a certain radius of that trawl track. But there have been some efforts. Amy Bacco-Taylor has been doing a lot of this, trying to translate these trawl catches into what you would see in a visual transect like this. And I don't believe there is any consensus right now, but I can certainly say that whatever we've got at the top of this ridge would qualify. There is a lot of coral up here. Lots and lots of primnoids. looks like little Narella, and the most common kind of lyrate or sort of whale tail looking coral, I think, is Calypterophora or Paracalypterophora. There's a lot of this up here. These are the type of systems that it's best to avoid in terms of fisheries.
That's such interesting work to try and back it down to weight. You know, you're like, what is the density of each of these? Like,
I mean, this is the practical nature. If you're a fisherman and you're out on a boat with a trawl and you drag up the side of a seamount, then how do you decide what was down there? Where's that? Oh, yeah, right there. And you have to be able to make a decision, and that's the easiest way to do that for a fisher.
Unfortunate, though, because I bet there's some corals that don't weigh very much.
So there's, I mean, there are a lot of people who feel that seamounts generally should be off limits to fishing because the summits of many of them look like this.
And there are lots of fishers that want to fish there because they're natural aggregators for fish.
Exactly. Yep. Orange roughy Oreos. There's a deepwater cardinal fish. Yep. Definitely cusk eel, possibly Diplocanthopoma. Great. Thanks.
Go, come wide, please.
So for Palauan fishermen, traditionally we define fishing very different from catching. So if you're fishing, you're actively trying to, like catching is just, like for example, a purseiner is just catching fish. But a bottom line fisherman is fishing.
Trying.
That's interesting. That it can be gear specific.
Yeah.
I think it's very funny because recreational fishers in English language, you know, you often joke. Someone goes out, they went fishing. You ask, so how was the fishing? And I said, oh, the fishing was great. And so what did you catch? I didn't catch anything. You know, it's fishing is implied not to be catching.
Yeah.
More on the recreational scale, but commercial scale, no. Fishing is catching.
Oh, copepod.
Oh yeah, little copepod in the water column.
How much time do we have left on the bottom?
We need to be back on the boat at 11. How, 30 minutes to get to the surface?
Yeah, we've got 30 minutes till we should start pulling up.
Cool.
So, 10 past 10. Gonna make a move.
What's that, Greta?
We're gonna leave in 30 minutes.
Maybe we can squeeze just a little bit more. It might only take us, what, half hour to get up to the surface? Dan?
Yeah, if we depart the seafloor at 10:10, we'll be back to the surface by, we'll be back at 50 meters by 11:45.
Usually it's about 20 meters per minute.
Okay.
As a general guideline.
Hey, front row, folks want to know on that last zoom out why we could see all the stuff that's on the porch. Could you tell us, like, what kind of tools are down there with us?
You're looking at me. Yeah, they just want to know what's on the porch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a suction tube on the right, and that's what we grab when we're doing a suction sample, and that goes up into the carousel of sample jars. And then we've also got a couple plates on the front porch, and so we use that to kind of on the fly ballast balance. So for example, we just took a large rock sample, and it's entirely possible we're now heavier than we like to fly at. And then we've also got a knife on the front porch. I think we've got two actually right now. And so we always keep a knife within reaching distance of one or both of the arms in case we get tangled in fishing gear or something else happens. And then I think we've also got a net on there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
With the face.
Yeah,
The
the net with the face.
Lego, not a sponsor.
Yeah, I think that's all we've got.
Keep moving.
Yeah.
And the net is for fishing, but
Yeah.
That's
not
for fishing.
necessarily for catching.
Not necessarily for
Yeah,
catching.
that is true. Definitely fishing.
The suction tubes for catching.
Sometimes cucumbering. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Given the constraints on time, Josh, if you
Yeah.
want to not sort of keep a heading and just keep going, I think that'd be fine
sure.
too.
Okay. We'll keep the boat moving.
Following up on our fishing conversation, Jeff, how many seamounts are off limits
Please zoom in,
to
please.
commercial fishing?
Oh, all right. Okay.
How many?
Look at
Oh God, I don't have it. You
Look at my-
mean like worldwide? I have no
Yeah,
idea.
or
I
like
mean,
a percentage.
there are. They estimate there's something on the order of 30 or 40,000 seamounts worldwide. The vast majority of those would be located on the high seas and would probably not have any form of protection. Many of those, however, are probably very deep and might not be targets for fishing. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a couple of papers who have analyzed that and tried to look at the how many seamounts are protected and how many are not. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head.
Specific for
So-
Palau, every seamount is off limits.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's very unusual. That's
And that is because they are within the Palau National Marine Sanctuary, where there is no fishing or extractive activity. This is such a privilege to get to be here, and it's so exciting to feel like we're making, you know, the contribution that we are, that knowing there's about 200 seamounts and that we're going to have mapped maybe about a dozen of them, at least partially, some of them fully. It's really cool. I'm really happy that data is going to be here.
right
It's
here.
It's no secret.
Oreo.
Oh, it's an
Yeah.
Oreo.
It's no secret that there's pressure to decrease the size of the sanctuary. So this is a good way to produce evidence that we should keep it as is.
Yeah, we've certainly got to see some absolutely incredible communities out here.
Yep.
Like glow-in-the-dark shark, awesome. Objectively awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of attention from that one clip too, so
Nice.
I'm happy about that.
Stay tuned, viewers, if
Current's
you
kinda
missed
picking
glow-in-the-dark
up,
shark,
like,
it
more
will
of a
be
layback.
dropping on our YouTube. We did not actually see it glow in the dark, but
Nice.
I
So
think
it's
getting
more
bigger
about the
'cause there's more
capability.
current. Current's kind of picking up, so we're getting more layback there. Yeah.
We need to get one of those ultra low light cameras.
yeah, we've
That would
had
be
one on board
amazing.
before. That would be really
Yeah?
cool.
How did it
Good.
work?
We got to
Worked well.
delicately, yeah, it worked well. You had to like very much switch between the modes, but we have an amazing video on our channel of the vampire squid in super low light, which was beautiful.
Did you see it bioluminesce? Could you see that?
I
Not sure.
don't think, yeah,
Well,
it kind of like iridesces. It's kind of shimmery, shiny, but
Yeah.
Years ago, we had a pretty low light, like a very low light camera on there, and we would actually turn all the lights out on Herc, and then we were getting bioluminescent, like the dandelions around the vents, those little dandelion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we try and get that on screen, which are tiny, and then turn all the lights out, and then try and get some bioluminescent. I think we did, but it was tough to get to keep it in frame when you had no lights. But yeah,
My heading kind of matches the ship move, just so you know.
yeah, I'm trying to gain a little bit of tether back. Sure. Is that, yeah, okay, so we're kind of going down into that little saddle there. So, yeah. I could definitely feel the current a little stronger now.
Yeah, you can really see it in the brainstorm.
Now it's coming from the north,
Yeah.
Yep.
so it shifted.
Which direction was it before?
I think from the south, right, guys? Ah, all right. So it was just me. We were probably looking at the other way then. All right.
Oh, Dan, you're not on SPL if you meant to be.
Alright, it's been coming north-northwest the whole time. We just keep spinning around our heading, so it's somewhat confusing.
How strong is the current at the surface right now?
Stand by. Bridge nav, we can do another 20 meters at 267. Looks like we've got half a knot at the surface.
That's not too bad.
Sorry, Bridge, I meant to mute you there.
Did you just say that's not too bad, Jeff?
Uh-huh. It was a lot higher before.
Good knot. How many knots? Too bad. Is the Can anyone in the room translate knots to like a human measurement that people would know at home?
Well, knots are nautical miles per hour, which are very close to statute miles, so you can pretty much consider it about half a mile per hour.
Can we zoom on that little fish in the top right?
Just about to say.
Dan, can you translate that out of freedom units?
God? Or back to
We'll zoom in, please.
miles per hour?
Yeah, if you give me a second to do some calculating.
Hey, Max, let's zoom in, please.
1.8 kilometers in a nautical mile, I think.
So about 1 kilometer per hour.
Yeah, we'll go some more, yep. I think it's tiny.
Oh my goodness, so little.
Wow. Okay, and this again is the
Just
same
like-
species as the one we captured.
Oh,
It has that
Barrel roll.
white, really
Speaking of barrel
tall
rolls.
dorsal fin.
Seems
So
like
we've seen quite a few of these on the top of this seamount, and we haven't seen this rat tail species anywhere else in this expedition that I've seen anyway. But
this
there's
is
a lot of them here.
This reminds me that we didn't get done
Yeah,
answering the
it's
barrel
like
roll
you're trying
question.
to swim forward,
Yeah.
but
Like
forward keeps changing,
so
so.
weird. They keep
Parkour.
rolling around.
you spin me
Parkour.
Yeah.
right round.
Yeah.
Right round, like a record baby. Right round.
Okay, look out wide, please.
You're doing great.
Ooh, see? It's Oreos.
Jump scare.
Looks
Okay.
like half a knot's about a quarter of a meter per second.
1/4 meter per second.
Half a knot's like a gentle stroll through the park.
Which is
Yeah.
1/4 meter, like one
Meters per
foot in front of-
second.
Yeah.
Can fish get, like, sick?
It took me a while to get away from the
think-
freedom units.
I think this one would.
Like dizzy?
Yeah,
going.
like dizzy,
Yeah.
like.
Or maybe this is like the fighter pilot of fish. It's just like,
Yeah.
its inner ear is rock
I
solid.
rename it the corkscrew fish.
That fish was me on the
We
first 2
can keep
days here.
going.
With my Dramamine clutch.
Every pocket full of ginger candies.
I was crinkly.
Yeah, so he's a beam to the current right now. That's probably why he's working so hard. You can hear it. Jet's working hard because he's like basically directly a beam to the current right now, which is not ideal.
it's still rolling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still spinning.
You're doing great.
You can see predators from any direction.
360 vision all the time.
Yeah, he's slowly turning his head into the south, but we'll see if that helps. But yeah, he should.
Oh.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
view
give
the
it.
camera.
We're really getting some solid layback now. I'm like having to wait.
Caulophacus sponge
We moved
on
the
the
ship,
bottom
but
right.
you're not going anywhere yet.
Yeah.
Hey Josh, on
Yeah.
the bottom right, there's a Caulophacus sponge. Can we take a look at that real quick? Stock sponge.
Sorry.
Bottom right.
Sorry, one more time, Jeff. I was got over.
Bottom right.
Bottom right.
Stock sponge. Right there.
Oh, stock one. Yeah, Roger.
Yep.
Sorry, I had a couple different voices in my head there.
Yeah.
In your head.
We'll zoom in, please, just in my head.
Uh-huh.
And my own.
We're all just a figment of Josh's imagination.
Is this real?
I like,
Wow.
if you need the Nautilus Live experience, just take your laptop into a aggressively air-conditioned closet, rock back and forth in the dark.
The fishes,
Bring all your friends in there.
they spin.
Have 7 people talk
Looks
to you
like
at
a
the same
mushroom.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Josh, it's more than 7.
What in the Dr. Seuss is this?
So this is a sponge, Caulophacus. It's a stock sponge. We just haven't seen a lot of them here on the top of this ridge. I don't know the species.
Okay, we'll come wide, please.
That's great. We can keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, is this another one of the crabs?
Yep.
Hello.
So handsome.
Wow.
Just very stately, like right up here on top. It's a greeting committee style.
Crabismatic.
We watch these things argue over the bait at our baited cameras, and wow, they get combative.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are those a type of crab that anyone would eat?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So they're very similar to, they look very similar, they're just a little bit bigger to ones that we find on the the west side of Palau. And they're usually eaten with the taro leaf soup. They would just cut it in half and put it in the soup. It tastes so good.
That's
Oh.
so delicious. The
Yeah.
soup is so good.
Oh my god.
2 hours till
Sounds
lunch.
good.
Well, there's one of the little sugar cookie stars down there, just at the bottom of the frame too. Like a little pastry.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I had an argument with my sister if they look more like a pastry or a ravioli.
Ooh, okay. I actually, when I think of 2 different stars when I think of those 2 foods. I think there's the one that has almost like the crimped edges around it that I think looks like one of those really beautifully decorated Christmas cookies or holiday cookies that are way more elaborate than my frosting skills will allow. And then there are the like poofy ravioli
Right.
ones too.
I guess the holidays are here.
I've been having a very hard time remembering it's November.
Holidays.
My friends are already
Let's,
celebrating, planning
Check out these
Thanksgiving
black corals
celebrations.
up at the top here.
Very much so.
So we just got a question
We'll zoom
for
in, please.
Josh.
Yeah.
What is the most athletic maneuver that you have ever pulled in Hercules? Are we talking somersaults, figure eights, or?
Oh man, we didn't answer the barrel roll question thoroughly in
No.
attack.
Athletic maneuver.
Can we zoom on this red one right here
That's
for a moment?
Cool.
The red one.
It's really thin branched.
Yeah, the one like on
Yeah,
screen.
right there. Even more zoom if we
Okay,
can.
sure.
Oh wow.
I'd say the most athletic move is push-ups.
Whoa.
Hercules push-ups quite well. Yeah.
The whole community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love this.
So
Just
this-
like the closer you look, the more you see. You know.
Yeah.
That's why no one wants to go diving with me, because I don't move along the reef. I just stay at one thing and I just
Yeah.
stare at everything.
That's what happens when I go hiking.
So you just drift. Oh, that's me too.
I just find bugs under a rock and stay there.
Yeah.
I love a good
So you
bug.
have to go drift diving to like just keep moving.
All right, let's zoom out on
Okay,
this.
come white, please.
Demands a
Might
ROV
be a
dive plan would be
paragorgia, but
like
it's
10
super
meters
thin.
along the
Yeah.
seabed.
And then let's
I look
zoom
at
on
everything.
these reddish ones,
Okay, we'll do a quick
which I
one here.
think are black corals, but I'm not certain of that.
Just getting passed by Atalanta, but we'll just take a quick zoom. Yep, let's go zoom in, please.
I am exactly the opposite when I go diving. I just want to explore and see as much
Yeah?
as possible. Yeah.
Greta's on a mission.
Yeah, always. I think the next.
So this looks like Swiftia. Okay, because it has orange
Oh.
polyps.
Okay, we'll come wide, please.
Oh,
Just
okay.
gonna catch up a little bit now.
Is that always diagnostic with orange polyps?
Daniel or Brian would better answer that question,
Okay.
but that's what I've been taught.
All right. I'm going to have to make a little mnemonic there. Figure out how to remember that one.
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I think we've kind of
Look
found
at
our
all
way
the
back.
Oreos here. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5.
So cool.
I counted 11.
Oh, Tina
there
4.
was a, yeah.
There's definitely some more current here for sure.
Jeez.
So-
Oh, there's
oh,
a
that
big
fish, right?
fish top left, yeah. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't see it. Let's go left. Let's ignore the one I highlighted.
It looked like a big cusk eel, like that one we saw.
Was it up in the water, or
highlight.
was it
A
on the
little
bottom?
bit up in the water, like it would be up left.
Yeah, you can see
A
an
little bit.
upper and
Oh,
a
yeah.
there you
Oh,
go.
wow.
Whoa.
Yes, please. What have we got here?
Yes, please.
Okay, after this, we can make a move. Okay, we'll zoom in, please.
Is that a huge coral down on the left,
Whoa.
too?
Oh,
Wow.
Wow, look at this guy.
Or girl.
It is, or girl. It is a cuskeel. It might be Diplocanthopoma, but it doesn't look quite right.
it's very short.
And it's very short.
Oh.
they're beautiful. Powerful. So graceful. Stubby.
That's
Built-
great.
built
Okay,
for
come
Thank
wide,
you.
please.
Built for power. And then look at that huge coral down behind. This
Where is
a-
it?
Right there.
Megan?
There.
Oh. Oh, this is like Rodana rigigorgia or something like that.
Let's zoom in, please.
They just remind me of
This
peacock
is-
feathers.
This is
Mhm.
great.
Or like a quill pen.
Yeah.
I do not think we have seen any of these yet on this dive. So relative to the Metallogorgia and Arutogorgia, I think this one is Rodano Arutogorgia.
Okay, come wide, please.
I'm taking so many steals today.
Yeah, that was a good still.
It's an amazing place.
Oh, I was like, what is that? That's the
It's the opto
yeah, it's
cover.
the hot dog cover.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
my old nemesis.
Your old nemesis.
Yeah, we know each other well.
Oh, I think we're gonna have to drop a plate when we come up.
Yeah.
Like 0Z bias and full up right now.
Yes, I gotta take the. Oh no, we got the wrap. That was good. Yeah. Okay.
Jeff, how did they
6'8"
catch
I'm
the
not as
orange
concerned about.
roughies?
Yeah.
Did they bait them or?
But we can-
No, they
we can
use
get all
large
back to
trawls
zeros.
they drag behind ship.
Oh
It's
man.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge trawls. They when they first started
Interesting
fishing
recovery.
orange roughy in the early 1980s in New Zealand, when they discovered these large aggregations on top of seamounts, they would get a couple of tons in a 30-minute tow.
Whoa.
Wow.
It was insane. But they also, of course,
Took everything
devastated
else.
the seafloor. So a lot of those seamounts down there now have names like graveyard, morgue.
Yeah.
These really desolate names to reflect the nature of the habitat now. It's completely denuded of all of this kind of community we're seeing now.
Oh no.
Trawling is a very devastating way to fish. It is very efficient.
No, it's just the current on the coral that's like making it vibrate.
Devastating way to catch fish.
It has been, the analogy is that trawling for fish on the seabed is similar to clear-cutting a forest to harvest deer.
Wow.
Oh no.
Can you tell what
Zoom
it
in,
is?
please.
No, but we're about to zoom in.
Oh, it's a rock pen.
Oh, okay. We found a rock.
Oh, now we can use our vocabulary.
Manzel, there's,
Peduncle.
yeah, you can see the
Ah.
peduncle.
Yes.
What's a rock?
Thanks, guys. That's my English word of the day.
There's English science word of the day.
That's your
is
English word of the
peduncle. It is the base of a sea pen. Peduncle.
We're all going to be parroting peduncle all day.
Yes. Brian was such a good sport with the word of the day yesterday.
Come on,
Right,
please.
yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
got a
we
lot
can
of
go
messages
ahead.
about that too.
I would like a easier word.
Yeah.
Language is absolutely beautiful. It is just me that is not good at it yet.
I should clarify also that there's two root words for peduncle. Ped does indeed mean foot, but the uncle part comes from unculus.
There you go.
So it's like little grandpa foot.
Whoa.
Little grandpa.
Is there an Angelus? A nephew-ulus?
Pretty purple crinoid.
Let's zoom on the white coral.
Zoom in, please.
Wow. Do we have any more zoom?
Yeah.
All right. Let's take what we can get.
Looks like some sort of hemicorallium or corallium.
The skeleton is so
Stony
thick.
coral. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Great, thank you.
Go, come light, please.
Yeah, in the Northwest Hawaiian Islands, they did trawl fishing for a fish called an armorhead, and they overexploited the armorhead very rapidly in less than 10 years, but they discovered if they fished just a little bit deeper, they could catch alfonsinos, another fish that we've actually seen here in Palau. And then they realized if they fished a little bit deeper, they could catch corals like the one we just saw, which are used in the jewelry trade, pink corals. And so they started using tangle nets to drag up the sides of the seamounts to break up the coral fragments and bring them in for the jewelry trade. Very, very destructive. And there's a paper that has been published by a colleague, Amy Bacco-Taylor. It shows that that fishing stopped in many of those underwater mountains in the 80s. And just now they're starting to see recovery, but it's been 40, 50 years.
Wild.
It's amazing to me sometimes what we as humans decide to do with our free time. Just
There's
figuring
something
out
there.
ways to destroy
In the
things.
water column. on
Can we
the
look up on the
right.
water to the right, please?
It looked very long and vertical.
There. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
see it.
Yep. Okay. This might be an eel called ceravommer. They frequently do this, but there's
Whoa.
also a number of other fishes that will do this.
Or fish.
Oh,
Okay.
long.
Yeah. Can we zoom in?
Yep, let's
Yeah, this is
zoom in,
ceravommer.
please.
Oh, it's going to be really, really close
Whoa,
to you.
it's coming.
Oh.
Okay, so this
Whoa.
is called a sawtooth eel. The genus is ceravommer.
Do you want the lasers off?
Yeah, sure.
Has a
Very tiny eyes on the right-hand
Oh,
side.
very small.
And one of the reasons that they, well, the reason they're called a sawtooth eel, oh, there it goes,
Oh.
is that on
Okay,
the
I'll come up
top, on the roof of the mouth, there's a ridge of bone down the middle, and it is covered in teeth like a saw blade.
What kind of things are they saw blading?
Mostly shrimp,
Okay.
but also some small fishes, but a lot of different kinds of midwater shrimps.
I say, since we're about to start ascending, maybe we can trigger another Niskin. Or we can, if we're staying a bit longer, maybe we can do it right at the end. Would be interesting to maybe catch this eel.
Can we get like 5 more minutes?
That's between you and Daniel.
There's like
we'll,
a
stay,
red,
we'll stay down here all day.
red comb jelly floating by there.
Oh yeah, the little marble-looking thing. This is a polychelid lobster in the center down there, called Homerion. We've seen, they have pretty broad depth distribution. We've seen them deeper as well.
Want to
They're
zoom
called
that or?
polychelid
Yeah, sure.
lobsters.
Okay.
We are here.
For how they swim, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm going to do lasers back on too.
They
Can we
look
zoom
like
in, please?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
Just because I was like, how big is that?
Yeah, I know. No, I always forget to turn it back on.
It's pretty big. We got more zoom?
That's a lobster?
Well, it's not in the. It's not like a spiny lobster that you would see on the reef. I think it just gets that as a common name because some people saw the tail and thought it looked similar to a lobster. These have really funny little skinny arms with pinchers on the end, but they're folded under the body right now, so you can't see them.
Okay, we'll come wide, please.
There's a lot of rubble in this crevice.
Yeah. And let's go look at that sponge over there on the right-hand side.
Okay, we'll zoom in, please.
Is that a tipped over sponge or is it just grown that way?
I think it's just growing that way. I think this is one of these Poisilastrid sponges, and they often grow in these kind of curving arcs.
Okay.
And I don't know why I don't know what the adaptation or the strategy of that is. Great. Thanks
Okay,
for the
come
zoom.
wide, please.
I wonder if you put a light in it, would it glow like a lamp?
Probably. It doesn't seem very thick.
So which way on this ridge would be towards the inside of the crater?
To the right.
Looks like a little pathway.
Mm-hmm.
It does. A little break right there in the rocks.
Something up in the water column?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can we look up to the
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Oh, it's like a Laurentian snot house.
Okay, so this is what is referred to as a sinker. So there's a small gelatinous animal called a larvation, or appendicularian is another name, and they spin up a mucus house, and then they pump their little tail, and it filters all the particles out of the water, and they eat that. But after a while, their house gets clogged, so they ditch it. There's a little escape hatch, and they just exit the house, and the house collapses and turns into what you're seeing right now. And they very slowly sink down to the seafloor, and it turns out that at least off the California coast, that is a super important mechanism for carrying carbon out of the upper reaches of the ocean down to the deep sea floor.
So interesting.
Jeff, do you want to keep moving the ship here?
I'm afraid this ride has probably come to its end. It is 10:15. I know.
Alas.
As much as I would like to continue, we do have a couple more seamounts to explore before this expedition is done.
I think we actually will have just one left.
I'd like to say that that anchor is more closely related to a person than a clam is to a brachiopod. Taxonomically
Oh my
speaking.
god.
Where did that come from? Max is obsessed with
Brachiopod
Yeah.
expert over
Okay.
here.
I do
Fixated
appreciate that
on
you plug them
brachiopods.
at every given opportunity.
I love it. You're like, this seems like a good time for brachiopod facts, friends. I love it. Were you so happy to meet the brachiopod that ended up coming up in the sample?
I was thrilled, Megan.
Hey, Jeff, can you force listen to Josh?
Say again, Roy? Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, maybe in that crack where the sand is. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do that, or do you want me to?
And just a reminder that we do want to trigger a Niskin before we start our
Oh,
ascent.
okay.
Thank you,
Do that
Noel.
too. Why don't we do the Niskin first? Retract.
Yeah, that crab looked different.
Which bottle are we on, Greta?
3.
Okay.
Little ring. Another experiment in 3D printing. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, nice. Yep, watching. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Perfect, thank you.
Perfect. Awesome.
Is that one of the rings from Mike's art project?
I'll parch out for you. There you go. Good practice.
How heavy is one of those plates?
They are 16.5 pounds in seawater, 20 pounds in air. Yep,
You got the whole
basket.
thing.
Yeah.
That's a little more than 16 pounds.
Okay, we're gonna place this, so I'm gonna fortune. Yeah, and the sandy little trail there. Sure. Yep. That's fine. You can just probably, yeah, let her go. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Nice.
Oh, that's much better. I can drift up now. Okay. Looks like we're pretty much
Good to go.
in configuration. So
We need to trip another bottle when we reach 500 meters.
okay.
Yes. Then we have the 250 and the 100.
Yeah, we can call this off bottom. And then you're gonna spin to starboard, right? Which is gonna do what to my tether? Yes. Anyway, go for it. You're gonna go to starboard for sure. Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna back up just so we're not tight when you turn. And yeah, that's right. It's increasing my turn, so I'm gonna have to turn as well.
Well, for those of you who are joining us, thanks for joining on this dive. The dive is not over, but we are now going to start ascending towards the surface.
I'm gonna spin too.
It'll probably take us 30 or 40 minutes to get back to the top, but we're leaving the seamount now, and if you want to stay on, we certainly may see some interesting things in the water column on the way up.
Well, when you're turning to starboard, it's just putting more turn into mine. So I'm going to turn with you. Yeah. Just give us a sec here. Yeah, you can do it. I'm starting to lose beams anyway. That's fine. Yeah, you can switch back over. Okay.
We're taking a wrap out of the tether.
Yeah, we had the 6.8 had 2 in it when it was handed over to us, so we just took 1 out anyway, and then taking that out, I have to then turn Herc as well, because we have 2 things we're keeping track of, right? One
right,
is the
you got the
armored cable,
681
and then the
yeah,
tether,
right,
and then the ship, of course, too, plays a factor and all that. And the 6.8.
Oh, that was a nice siphonophore that drifted by.
Okay, I'll start coming up. And if he wants to try and get into his best, most stable heading, like this is the time for him to do that. No, it's up to him, really. Yep. And yeah, we're on USPL, yeah? Okay. You can come off, yeah. Yeah, you can come up a little faster.
Hmm?
That was really cool. So we got a question from our chat. Any recommendations for learning about marine species for non-biologists, coming from an engineer who's super into underwater engineering?
SPL?
Oh,
Oh.
you? There you go.
I think one of the best ways of learning about biology is to pick up field guides to organisms. So for the marine environment, pick up a guide to fishes or something like that, and there's often a lot of information in such guides on not only what the animals are, but what they do and how they interact in their environment, and that's a really good start. Unfortunately, there are no published field guides on deep sea animals.
Oh man.
There are a couple of identification guides. So the NOAA Benthic Animal Guide is a really great resource. And if you just type into your web browser NOAA Benthic Animal Guide, it comes up. But it's just pictures of the organisms, and it's organized taxonomically, so it's not necessarily an easy way into learning about the deep sea biology. So, but yeah, field guides are a great way.
Oh, thank you for that insight. Where can you find field guides? Like, do universities typically offer them, or
No,
is it sort
I mean,
of like a regional thing?
Yeah, go online to Amazon or visit your local bookstore. Always support local bookstores. They're great. And easiest to find something from your area.
Amanda, I'm a secure and defense guy, but I always find that it's easier, like, personally, it's easier to just find someone in the field and talk to them, like Jeff or Greta.
Yeah. Check out, like...
Just make friends with other people who are in different fields, yeah.
Yeah. Go to the fishing grounds and make friends with the biologist trying to make friends with the fishermen.
I also have to highly recommend iNaturalist. I think it's a really cool tool that you can see, like, you can select a region and see which type of whatever group of animals are most common. You could set it to crabs, you could set it to crustaceans, you could see, oh, you know, there's been 1,000 Dungeness crab observations, but, you know, 2 decorator crab observations or whatever. And that's a good way to learn your local fauna and what's most common.
That's awesome. Oh, I remember we were talking about how you were a part of a crab derby. Was that sort of like a citizen science sort of thing?
Yeah, I was. You could say I was part of it, but I was also the only participant. So I was the crab derby.
You were, yeah, you were the show.
So
the main event.
So you went fishing one day? What's the story here?
The crab derby was an event I made up this summer where I just went for a hike during the lowest tide of the summer and saw how many crab species I could see, almost akin to like a birdathon, where I was just looking at crabs rather than catching them. And as the only participant in the first ever annual crab derby, I was the winner. So.
Congratulations.
And how many species did you identify?
I actually only got to 10. I was shooting for 12. There was a couple species that I got stiffed on. The helmet crab didn't make an appearance. That's a pretty common one in Puget Sound that I did not see. So next year I'll get 12. Yeah. Highly recommend it, though, to anyone who's interested in crabs.
Thank you so much for that. I mean, while we're on the topic of just like, you know, learning about marine biology, do you have any book recommendations? I remember we were talking about like a particular book that was super funny in the lounge. was by Milton, I think, Jeff?
Yeah, Milton Love. Probably more than you ever wanted to know about the fishes of California.
That's a pretty good one.
Milton Love also has a fantastic book on rockfish that is certainly more than you would want to know about rockfish, but very large book.
That is the book for you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for those recommendations. We just got a question for Dan. I have an education question as well. Are there any good schools for learning how to be a sonar expert, aside from the Navy? I think I'm too old for the Navy.
Well, one I would recommend is where I work my day job. It's the Center for Coastal and Ocean Mapping at the University of New Hampshire. It's a building filled with world-renowned experts on all types of underwater acoustics. So I would encourage you to start there.
What did you like about your experience there?
There's a jelly out there.
What did I like about it?
Yeah.
Bridge, back deck, radio check. Here's that bridge, heavy loud and clear.
Sorry, stand by a moment.
No problem.
I liked a lot of things about it. The center has an incredibly diverse group of scientists and students from around the world that have an amazingly broad array of subject matter expertise, and it's a place where there's a lot of opportunity available to pursue what you think is interesting, and has the support assets available to help make whatever you're interested in researching possible for the most part. Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of good things to say about it. I would encourage you to explore the website. It is ccom.unh.edu, and you can learn more about what's going on there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that recommendation. One of our viewers said that the best way to learn about the deep sea is by watching the dive streams because they've learned so much over the years. I think it's a really cool term for it. Dive streams instead of live streams.
Yeah.
I like that.
Dive streams.
You really see that the Nautilus has impacted the life of so many people, and that's really remarkable, including mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
How has it impacted your life, Greta?
I
What'd you
was just watching the very first videos when the Nautilus started its operations, and I was just mesmerized by these weird, super weird animals that were coming out from the deep ocean. And yeah, that made me feel like not only coral reefs were very cool, but there was a lot more in the ocean. There was as cool as coral reefs and a lot more to discover.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I also have a similar experience in that 8 years ago, I was in my room, just graduated high school, and I was watching a Nautilus Live video on my very cracked and should have been broken completely laptop about the googly-eyed stubby squid, which looks like a sock puppet that was left on the ocean floor, and I adored it and the reactions of everyone who was in the control van. And I just thought about, wow, it would be such a dream to be able to share that space.
Yeah.
And I'm
Are we
here.
ready?
Yeah, I should do
And
it.
I'm with you.
We're there. We're
with
there,
everyone.
Josh.
Watching?
Yep, that's got it. You're good.
Okay. Wow.
Ooh.
Thanks for your
Straight.
sniper precision on the depth here.
When is the next Niskin?
250.
Okay. Oh.
You can tuck the arm a little bit now.
Like closer.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that's good. I'm actually going to do the same thing over
But
here.
you don't want like a big windsock hanging off the side there.
Can we face the, oh, never mind.
Yep, we'll definitely face it. Yep.
I was just hoping when you guys are done with that, if we could kind of tip the camera up a little bit, maybe see some things in midwater.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Awesome. There was a siphonophore there.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, have you seen the fish?
Of course, that was the second I looked away.
I think Megan was in the lounge.
Hey, was somebody calling the lounge? Oh, hey Josh, what's up?
I thought somebody was calling Data Lab, so I was trying to figure out where from.
Yeah, I'll go find Rennie, thanks.
So, can we just... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the DP current is consistent with what the ADCP is telling us, but yeah, it shifted. Yeah, looks like the surface current's just a lot different than what we're feeling down
I
here.
think that was the same.
Cyclothonia again.
Yeah, it looked like
Oh.
kind of transparent
Oh, yeah.
in the front, and then with a
Yeah.
smaller tail, like the body was a bit thicker, kind of.
Almost like an eel?
No,
No? Okay.
but it was very quick, so.
So we're almost to 400 meters here. What speed do you want the ship to start tracking? It just says ship holds position until 400 meters. Doesn't.
No, I think it's just
Don't know what it
a
was.
shrimp or
Yeah.
a copepod or.
So we just got a viewer comment that said, the Nautilus dive streams helped me get through my last round of chemotherapy by giving me something upbeat and interesting to watch when I couldn't sleep. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and never stop sharing your passions for the ocean. thank you so much for sharing that. That's very special, and I'm very honored to hear that. I hope that you never stop being curious, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Ketignath.
There's so much light.
Yeah, the camera's tipped up a little bit towards the brow bar, so. Oh yeah. Not sure what that was. Jelly of some kind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That might be a squid.
Yeah.
A squid?
Yep, and it's gone. I think that was a cranchiad squid, sometimes called glass squid.
Oh, wow.
Because they're transparent.
Those ones are super pretty.
Do they still produce the ink?
They do. Actually, that's the only part of them that they can't make. Their eyes and their ink sac are the only parts that aren't transparent.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you think we'll see sharks during recovery today?
Here's hoping.
Absolutely.
So we just got another question. What controls the speed of the ROVs as they descend or ascend?
A winch.
Well, two pieces. So Herc actually drives itself to the surface, and then we match that speed as we're ascending with the winch speed, so that Herc and Atalanta come to the surface together. Trying to keep our delta, we call it our delta, so the difference in our depths, you know, kind of between plus or minus 10 meters sort of thing is good.